So you're a new or newer real estate agent and you're curious, how am I supposed to show homes in today's market? Well, in this video, we are going to go over all the steps, all 7 tips for you to have a successful showing, whether you're showing a single family home, whether you're showing luxury property, or whether it's a condo, vacation rental, what have you. And you want to stick around to the end because number 7 is the one that you really want to pay attention to. So stick around. What's up, everybody? This is Tim Whittemore with LPT Realty and the Whittemore Group here, coming at you with another great video for you as a new agent to make yourself better and to get yourself to that next step. So congrats on you for being here. If this is your first time to our channel, we do tons and tons of different videos about what can make you better as a real estate agent, and also giving you some insights of our brokerage and different models that do pop up. They always say that you are the sum of the 5 voices or the 5 people you surround yourself with. Let me be one of those voices to help you get there, because I've been through it all. I've been the single agent. I've been through many different brokerages in different states even. And I've been a buyer's agent, I've been a listing agent, I've been an ops manager, and now a team manager. So let me, or team leader. So let me be that person for you. Let's move forward here. Okay, so 7 tips on how to show homes as a realtor. All right. And I've made a lot of these different mistakes over the years, so I definitely go with these different tips. All right. So if you are going to go show homes, one thing I want to make sure is that you qualify these people prior to going. So these aren't even the tips. This is just before you can go out there. If you get somebody on the phone that wants to see a property, wants to see your property, or just a brand new buyer, I would take the time to qualify them first. What are we qualifying these buyers for? First and foremost, they need to be financially ready. Hey, you got cash for this? Are you financing? If you are financing, have you been approved or qualified through a lender? If not, how can I help you? The second one is you got to make sure that they got some urgency, right? Like, am I just going out just because I like looking at homes, if I'm the buyer? Or do I actually have a time frame because my lease is coming up and I need a place to live and I don't want to pay rent, right? And then the third and really tricky one is making sure that they're emotionally ready to see this home. Like, if you're showing one person, is there another decision maker, aka like a spouse that's going to be there, or maybe a family member, or all the family needs to be there to make this decision? So you got to kind of figure those things out. One of the things that my team has done, and what I've done over the years, is do a buyer's consultation. Now that it's 2022, the date of this video, we've been doing a lot via Zoom, which is perfectly fine. Or get them in your office and sit down. I always like to have it to a point to where they're on my turf, whether virtually or in person, before I start doing anything for them. And that's just for you as a real estate agent to kind of take charge of everything. But I digress. Let's get into those 7 tips of what you need to do to show homes. Number 1 is to arrive early. Please give yourself time. Google Maps on your phone is going to be your best bet to make sure that you arrive on time, if not a little bit early. Why? Because it has traffic. Waze is another app that you can use, and I'm sure there's a bunch other out there. But make sure that you plan it for that time, that you arrive at least 5 to 10 minutes early, at least for your initial appointment. Now, you're probably thinking, well, what if I'm driving them there? Well, if you're driving them there, at least make sure that whatever point that you are picking them up, that you are there, early when they can arrive for you to get that to the destination on time. And to be honest, nowadays, I can't tell you how many times, I could probably count them on one hand over the past 5-6 years, I've actually driven people around. So it doesn't happen as much as it used to. Number 2 tip is to access the home. When you do so, you want to go ahead and turn on all the lights, open up all the blinds, get as much natural light in there so the home looks as nice as it possibly can, okay? If you arrive early, great. And if not, no worries. When you get in, start to do this. Step 3 was to, when you get there and you get to the key box, sometimes it's on the door, sometimes on the side of the house, on the water spigot or whatever, right? When you do find that, go ahead and open that box up, get the key, open the door, step to the side, let them walk through. Unless it's super awkward and you can't do that, always try to let the buyers through first. It makes them feel pretty special. If the case is that you didn't get to get into the house prior to that, when you do so, go in and turn on the lights and open up all the blinds as they start to do their walk around. Number 4 is let them do the walk around. Don't feel like you have to hold their hand the entire time. Let them kind of make the initial steps. And if need be, give them some sort of indication like, oh, go ahead and take a look around. I'm going to kind of do my own inspection. This is better because they're away from you and they tend to be a little bit more honest, especially if it's somebody with somebody else, like a girlfriend or family member, spouse, whatever. Let them talk on their own a little bit so that they can kind of talk outside of that and be honest with each other. So I let that typically happen. Unless it's just one person and they want me to go with them, I typically let them go, and that's usually a lot easier. It doesn't feel pressured, it doesn't feel crowded. All right, tip number 5, ask them questions, right? Did you like this? Did you dislike this? Now, one of the things that I've always taught my agents over the years is that when they go in, we have a printout of the MLS. And the reason that we have a printout is we can have something to write down. Now, if you have like a digital notepad, iPad, whatever, and you have that and you can write on them on those sheets, I suggest doing that too. There's power in just writing things out. So make sure that you do that. So towards the end of the inspection of the home, my suggestion for you is to go ahead and ask, hey, what did you like and what did you dislike about that home? And as they're saying what they like and dislike, go ahead and write those down on that MLS sheet. Next, you want to ask the obligating question. So I always preface this, if you do actually do some sort of consultation prior to going out and showing homes, is I always let them know that every single home that we're going to go into, I'm going to ask them, if we don't see anything better than this today, is this something you would consider putting an offer in? If it's a yes, go ahead and start marking them 1 through 3, 5, however many you're going to see that day. And if it's a no, put a big old line through and just go to the next one. So that's what I tell them prior to even going out. So I suggest doing the same thing. So you're almost giving yourself permission to ask that question at the house and it doesn't feel pressured. So again, ask the obligating question. If you can't get that out, ask, is this something you would consider putting an offer in on? If they say yes, then you can ask, did you like it better than this one, that one, or whatever? And start doing these comparisons so that you're going to have the best chance at the end of the showing. Hopefully you're showing more than one house at a time. We're kind of getting out of that market now, where you're actually seeing multiple houses when you go out. And then ask if they like this better than the last one. But the reason we're taking the likes and dislikes is that we can go, oh, you said you like this, this, and this. And you didn't like this, this, and this. What did you like more about this or that one? And that way you can kind of narrow it down. Last tip that you're going to get is to ensure that the house is secure prior to leaving. So make sure all the if somebody opened a window, make sure it's locked, right? If somebody opened doors, make sure all the doors and deadbolts are locked as well. Make sure to shut off all the lights. One of the tricky ones is we don't know all the switches, right? And one of them may have turned on an exterior light. Go back in and turn that off and make sure that no lights are actually on. Save them a little bit of money, that listing, whoever's got that listing. One other thing that you can do as well is maybe text your listing agent and let them know that you're done with it, especially if it's occupied, so that the person actually selling the home or the tenant can get back access to their home, okay? And that's only if it's applicable. If it's vacant, I wouldn't necessarily worry about it. It's not a requirement, but it really does help you build rapport with the other agents in your community. And a little added bonus, I know we've already gone through 7 of these, but when you do ask those obligating questions, is this something that you feel or that you'd like to put an offer in on today? Once you get narrowed down to that last one, then you can go, okay, great. And then get the information that you'll need to write an offer. Make sure that you do this, but try to do it not so much as being pushy, but you're on your side and be like, hey, we agreed that if we found something that's within 85 to 95% of what you're looking for, that we'll go ahead on that house. This meets the requirements that you told me you were looking for. Are we ready to proceed? Okay, so that's how we actually get them to close, right? And you're doing them a favor by making sure that this home doesn't disappear prior to them going, yeah, I think I do want it, right? It's just, we're coming out of a market now that just indecision wasn't doing us any favors and things were flying off the shelf so quickly. We still want to keep that urgency, and so doing good service there to our buyers, but make sure that we actually get that. You get something under contract and everybody can get to close. And you as the agent can get paid and continue being a real estate agent. All right, well, that's all I have for you for the 7 tips on how to show homes as a real estate agent, as a realtor. If you have any questions about anything I mentioned here, please leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you are thinking about getting into real estate or looking into getting to LPT Realty, I'm always happy to chat with you. Please find me on social media, give us a call, text, email, whatever you got to do, and I'll be happy to help you out in either direction. Other than that, I'm Tim Whittemore with the Whittemore Group of LPT Realty. We'll see you in our next video. Take care.